What's up, Tackle Warehouse fans? Cheek here with this week's episode of What's New at TW. We're getting into the middle of January. The first big bass tournament is right around the corner. Make sure you head on over and join our Tackle Warehouse Fantasy Fishing League. We give away tons and tons of stuff, and you don't want to miss out on it. We got a bunch of stuff for you today, kind of a mix of products here. This first one here got a new rod series from Daiwa. So this is the Daiwa Metalia SSS series of rods. We have them in casting and spinning. And the SSS series stands for salmon, steelhead, and striped bass. So, there's a lot of crossover techniques between those three species of fish, and these rods are kind of made to suit those different types of techniques. Graphite blanks, super strong Fuji K series guides with Fazlite inserts. So super tough guide system, can hold up to, big fish taking long runs, braided line, all that. You don't have to worry about tearing up your guide system. Premium cork handles and a nice big foregrip on there. So when you're really, battling those big fish, it's nice to have that foregrip to hang on there at the front. And Fuji reel seats down here around the reel seats. But overall, just a sharp looking series of rods. And they also will kind of double up as kind of your great swim bait rods. They market these, Daiwa says they're fast action rods, but they do bend down a lot deeper into the blanks than like your traditional swim bait rod. So if you're looking for something, maybe for some of these like treble hook style baits, your different chopping style, shad baits, small glide bait, stuff that you want to kind of load the rod deeper into the blank, this would be one you might want to check out. Got them in a 7, 6, and 8 foot. It'd be great for some of these other swim baits I'm going to talk about here in just a second. All right. Next up, we got a new TW product. So we've actually teamed up with SOG, Sog Knives and Tools, and we have a new multi-tool that's got our little Tackle Warehouse logo right there on the front. I didn't even know this thing was coming in, and the guys that were working on it, I didn't get to see this until we actually fully got it in stock. So super robust, super strong multi-tool. Got your standard pliers and stuff up at the top, and then has all your tools kind of tucked down here into the handle. The ruler, all that, but what was really cool about this, I didn't even know where it was coming with this, is it's got a bit driver on it. So it comes with all these bits, so you can close it up, and your bit driver's right there on the end, or you can run the adapter right here, and you can run the adapter off one of the tools if you need a little bit longer extension. Comes with a case. I'm super stoked to have one of these. Going to have one, probably get a couple of them actually. Throwing in the tackle box, throwing probably in the hunting pack just to have it. You just never know when you're gonna need one of these things. And that it comes with all the different bits really multiplies the amount of tools that you're getting in one multi-tool. All right, from Bill Lewis, we got a new rattle trap. So this is called the hammer trap. So the Bill Lewis has been making that rattle trap for I don't know how many decades, a proven fish catcher, and started a whole different category of baits. So they came up with a new shape, this new hammer trap. As you can see, it doesn't look like the traditional old school rattle trap. It's a little bit taller profile, and this head up here, super, super wide. So they've made this bait to have a super strong, kind of hard thumping vibration to it. And what's also cool about this one is it has a tri-tone rattle chamber on the inside. So on the clear ones, you can really see it. The different weights that are down here in the belly and the head, and then the traditional BBs up here in the top. So you get a crazy amount of sound, and you can feel it in your hand. You can hear those knockers in there knocking. So you have kind of that lower pitch sound, and you have that high pitch sound, kind of all in one. Outfitted with Mustad triple grip treble hooks on it. So ready to fish right out of the box. Of course, got tons of great colors that Bill Lewis is known for. Just something new, a little bit different. And also the belly on it, it kind of flares out here, kind of when you're getting up towards like that lateral line area. And this one actually flutters on the way down when it sinks. So kind of giving you two actions in one, but just something cool and exciting there from Bill Lewis. Another exciting bait, or another exciting jig head, I should say, from Core Tackle, the new Ozark rig. So people have been calling, asking for this thing, wondering when we're gonna get it. We finally got it. I didn't know anything about it until we got this thing in, and the guys over at Core Tackle have done a great job kind of coming out with a premium head for hover strolling, moping, doing that sort of technique with your hover stroll, with forward-facing sonar. This bait is it's made to replace your standard bullet weight Texas rig that everyone's usually got rigged up on the front deck of their boat. And what this is going to do, it's going it's going to take all that weight that you would have, you know, up in the front with a bullet weight on a traditional Texas rig, and it's going to take all that weight and kind of disperse it down the shank of the hook, and you rig up your craw or creature bait on here, and now it's going to have a much different, more horizontal gliding action instead of a straight down sink. So, you know, if you have a nice wide plastic as well, you know, that thing's really going to glide and kind of swirl and kind of hover around. Just a little bit different action. Definitely going to slow your sink rate down, and it's going to be great for cold water, but just something different than you would see with every Texas rig that's going down the bank. So a little bit different action that you can, you know, rig up a bunch of different soft plastics, mainly your craws and creatures, and just be a little bit different than everyone else with your Texas rigs. The way this thing is shaped and the way it kind of glides through the water column as well, it always keeps that hook in that upright position. So every time the bass eat it, they're getting the hook correctly, and you get phenomenal hookup ratios with this Ozark jig head, and you're pinning them in the top of the head pretty much 90% of the time. So really cool head. I'm excited to try this out. Just something a little bit different than your standard, you know, 1/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce Texas rig. All right, from Smashtech. So we got a bunch of new swim baits from Smashtech. This first one here is the one I'm most pumped about, this weedless shiner. So they molded this bait after an actual live shiner, and you could tell, I mean, the detailing on this bait is incredible. I mean, it looks just like a bait fish, some type of shiner that's going through the water, something that a bass for sure wants to eat. It has a big split belly in it, and they've tuned this bait to be fished on an 8.0 owner beast hook. I love that about the Smashtech baits. They've always, they build it around the hook that's gonna work best, and they always let you know, this bait works on a 8.0 owner beast, 10.0 owner beast, or you know, whatever the hook may be. But so you know that you're getting the right hook for the bait. Super detailed, really soft but tough plastic, really cool paint jobs on them, lots of detail, and then down at the tail. So it has that kind of wedge tail design. So it's gonna be great in cold water. No matter how slow you reel this thing, you know, that design of that tail, it's always gonna swim. But of course you can speed it up, and it's really gonna kick, and you can burn this thing at high speeds if you want. But being a weedless bait, I mean, this is a big profile bait that you're gonna be able to get in all types of cover. Get it through brush piles, get it through lily pads, through the weeds, you know, around dock pilings, around dock lines, all kinds of stuff like that. So a really cool bait that's completely weedless, highly realistic, gonna produce a lot of big bass. The next few that we got up here, this one here is our new slow glide gizzard shad glide bait. I mean, this thing, if you look at this bait, it is super detailed. I mean, from the checkering that they put into the scales, the fins, the 3D eyes, the molded gill plates, a nice soft tail. So, you know, gonna get a nice gliding action, but that big gizzard shad profile really calls to those big fish that just, you know, they don't want to chase down a bunch of little thread fins. They want to eat one big gizzard that comes by, and this is gonna be a perfect bait for that. So nice wide S swimming action. And up here, there's actually a tunable pin right here in front of the dorsal fin. So it comes with another pin in the packaging, and you can take the different pins out. It's a different weight system, so you can get, you can adjust the how wide you want the glide on it. So something really cool. You know, it's cool they're giving you kind of multiple ways to tune the bait, and you know, for different water temperatures, different conditions, and you know, you don't have to buy a separate tuning kit. It comes with it in the package. The next one here is their Gen 2 jointed gizzard. So if you're looking for something that you want more of that tighter S swimming action, not really that wide glide, you want to go with the jointed one. So it's got 2 joints on it. Still same great profile, same, you know, great details. But again, for those, if you want more of that kind of straight retrieve versus that wider glide, go with the jointed one. And then you can also get the new jointed gill. This thing looks awesome. It's hard to tell until you actually get one in your hands, but the detailing, just like all the other baits, are second to none. They're really cool, but again, that double joint, gonna have more of that tight kind of S swimming action. You can snap them and get them to kind of turn and kick out and go under stuff, but on a straight retrieve, gonna have that nice, you know, really tight swimming action. I mean, this thing looks incredible. Looks just like a bluegill. Can't wait to get one of these out on the water and test it out. Another one that we're pretty excited to test out, something that doesn't look like anything I've ever seen before. This new Imakatsu Uma death roll. This thing, didn't even know what this was when it first showed up. Had no idea what how to even fish this thing. But it's a slow sinking bait, but all these sections here in the middle, they're all connected by swivels, and each section spins a different direction. So they spin. It's incredible looking when it's in the water. So it's slow sinking, so it does stay right below the surface. You can reel it faster, and you can get it to kind of just swim right under the surface and get that kind of nice rippling V waking action behind it. This thing looks really cool, just something totally unique. And with those fins on there, it's just gonna push an insane amount of water. So this thing's gonna have a super large presence in the water and just push water in all directions and just show the fish something they've never ever seen before. And with everything spinning and going different directions, it's kind of like a whopper plopper on steroids, but underwater. And I mean, the fish come up and attack this thing. I've seen some really cool videos on it. I'm pretty excited to try these out. A bunch of phenomenal colors, premium hardware. It's all from Imakatsu. If you're looking for something totally unique to try out, you definitely want to check out the Death Roll. All right, from Strike King. Tons of new terminal stuff from Strike King. So we got new tour grade snaps, swivels, and split rings. So now is the perfect time of the year to just go through all the old tackle, replace all those rusted split rings, stuff that's worn out, refill the terminal tackle box. I know, a few months ago, I opened my terminal box up and it was upside down and sideways and everything mixed together. So I got to go through and fix all that. But now is a great time to kind of go through all that terminal tackle, replenish what you used for last season, get ready for the next season, replace the hardware on some of your favorite baits, your favorite cranks, topwaters, jerk baits, get some new, split rings and snaps and all that stuff that you might need to replace. All the Strike King stuff, super high quality. All the tour grade stuff, it's all 10 packs, comes at $2.99. So you're getting a ton of hardware for the price. So if you need to upgrade some hardware and refill that terminal box, check out the new stuff from Strike King. Last up from Thunderhawk. So Thunderhawk has got a new worm called the Little Bird Drop Shot. So, your drop shot style worm, it's got a nice flat bottom on it, and then that unique tail design, that kind of cone tail design doesn't take pretty much, nearly any water movement to keep that thing kind of moving around and kind of dancing and moving in the water column. With that flat bottom too, it keeps this worm perfectly horizontal and it stays in that natural posture when you're rigging it on a drop shot. And it's made out of their really durable plastic. So it's not gonna be like some of your other finesse worms where you're only gonna get 1, maybe 2 fish per bait. You're gonna be able to catch a ton of fish. You're gonna be able to catch a ton of fish per bait on these. So save a little money and you're not gonna be burning through packs of worms like you would with some of the softer plastics like the hand pour style worms and things like that. This is gonna last you a little bit longer. Got a bunch of really cool colors, the little bird there from Thunderhawk. That's gonna wrap up today's episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. For more information to purchase any of these products seen here today, click shop or link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most excited about.